recording is on. Things should be in order.
Woohoo!
I've arranged everything, so we should be fine. Keyword should.
Emphasis on... Yeah, it should be.
Okay. So we're not doing any long introductions because this is just recording. It's just extra stuff, so just keeping it like that.
Okie dokie.
So, Robbie, when you last left off, you've just met with your mother. It was a touching reunion, and she took you to her home in the same building that you just met. You are on the first floor of this building. And you are let into an apartment building, so to speak, where it is clearly an apartment that is meant for 2-3 people. And can you roll me a quick history check to see how much you recognize this place before I start going into detail?
Nothing!
You try to recall if you ever been here, but you come up blank. You do feel a little bit of nostalgia when you're seeing certain furniture, but the location itself... But otherwise, not really anything really springs to mind. May have been the trauma of being whisked away that locked your memories of this
Probably.
place.
I can only imagine.
So your mother leads you in, and she's a little bit nervous, like, I never expected the days to come, but it's been so long since I've seen you, my little girl, and I should probably fetch her some tea. It's clear she's pretty nervous and not really sure what to mean. You just came home. There was a possibility you could come home, but yeah, she's very upset. So she quickly escorts you to the kitchen and leaves you in the living room. There are 2 sets of couches, a nice table, a sort of fireplace with runestone on it, a few bookshelves with several books in it, and otherwise it's pretty cozy. What do you do?
I stand around for a little bit, just looking around, and then I mosey on over to the bookcase to see what's available.
You start skimming through the books, and most of these books are all kinds of books about... You see, the top row of books are all kind of novels, kind of well, you don't really make sense of you just see the titles, but it's fiction. You're not really sure what they are because you never read them. You haven't read that many books in your life yet. You've read some, but not that many, nor these. The second row clearly are medical books. Clearly she keeps in touch with her medical studies. The third row of books all are books about healing magics and potions. And the last row of books, it's only 25% of the books. It's like 5 books-ish, 5-6 books. You would say 25%-ish. And that actually are journals of some sort, but they're not journals by your mom, but journals from other people because there are clearly names on it, and they're all in the naming schemes that you would think of the Chimera, like Blue Velvet, or I know doesn't really make sense. Velvet is red, but Blue Velvet, Silk Silver, that kind of stuff. You know, their naming schemes are on it.
Yeah, well, velvet can be blue too, but whatever.
Yeah, you get it. But there seem to be journals from people.
Okay.
Anything else?
How big are the books? How many pages do they have, roughly?
Which books do you refer to? Because all of them have
The
different
journals.
sizes.
The journals.
The journals?
Yeah.
Two journals are at least 400 pages thick. That's a big journal. Two journals are about, I would say, 80 pages, and one journal is at least 800 pages.
Jesus Christ.
Considering how old these creatures can get, and sometimes not, the differences between journals is not a surprise.
True. I take one of the thinner books and leaf through it real quick. See what's in there.
Can you roll me an investigation check?
Uh,
To see if you can infer about the journals. Okay. As you start leafing through the books, one of the fan journals, it appears to be a journal about someone working in a hospice of some sort. And as you keep leafing through it, these are all medical treatments and diseases. And as you keep going, it pretty much is kind of a doctor's journal of some sort. Considering where your mom works, it's no surprise that she might have journals about previous doctors to study and learn from.
Ah. Okay, well, none of that is really interesting, so I closed the book and put it back.
Okay. Otherwise, you wait.
Yeah, I guess I just moved to the couch and just climb on. How big is the couch, or is it just like
It's a three-person
normal?
couch.
No, I mean like how high is it? Like normal size for because we're kind of short, so that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, it's for your considering Chimerian Harlankia can be any sizes, but this is definitely a couch for more shorter Chimerians. So yes, it is basically your size, so you can climb in just fine.
Okay, so I don't have to struggle to get on. Okay,
no, you
cool.
don't have to struggle.
Okay.
I mean, your mom is not that much taller, technically.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm asking.
So you sit down and you wait, and your mother returns with a tray of tea and puts one down in front of you and puts them in front of herself. And she sits down near you on the couch, and she's filling with her hands a bit. Clearly, she's trying to stay composed. I mean, you can't blame her for that.
No.
So she takes a deep breath. So, how was your trip to here?
Very rowdy. But it was fun.
That's good, that's good. How's the weather outside? Is it as a terrible place as some of us are told, or has it improved over the years?
It's not that bad. I mean, Mom and Pop aren't that bad. I mean, they're still nice. They managed to make things better.
Mom and Pop? So you were adopted by people above?
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't really anyone there, so and Mom just found me and just she took me along, and then when Pop came in, she said like it's either me and her or none at all. So
Glad that you landed with such kind people. I wish I could have done something. Again, nervous. Feels like a failure, considering everything. Do you know exactly how you were moved away from the city?
oh, Dad did mention something that like when Grandma died.
Yes. My mother, Rose Red. She passed away peacefully, but since she's one of the created of her kind, it means all her magic was released at her death, and she may have perished peacefully, but it was clear that her last wish was for her family to go out and see the world. And that wish came true by sending the current generation across the world. She believed that our people should not be hidden away, that we can do great things.
Is it normal for us to be that strong? Or is Grandma just an exception?
It depends. Well, for you and me, the natural borns, it is highly unlikely. It can happen in a rare instance, but since we're more in tune with the magics in our body, we are, well, safe from that kind of effects. Grandmother, on the other hand, was created during the Archmage's time, and the magic had to be sealed within her via runestones. When she perished, the runestones deactivated, and well, the result was an intense wish spell.
Was that the same way?
Your dad, he was created as well long ago. But unlike your grandmother, he was put into stasis for use later. And he was forgotten for a while. Then he was brought into the city, pulled out of stasis, and thus had to live amongst its people. I met him during an excursion outside. We were gathering herbs for some treatment, and he was on guard. We started talking, and I felt a kindred spirit in him. He was a hard worker, wanted to protect people, wanted to help people. A noble soul, and eventually we were attracted to each other. And before you know it, we got together. And some years later, you came into our lives. He takes a deep breath. I heard you're aware of your father's passing.
Yeah, Lucas kind of made a ruckus about him. Oopsie.
I don't blame outsiders as seeing such a shadowy spirit wandering about in the Underdark. The Underdark is a dangerous place. But the outside world also would do harm to our people just for knowledge and power. So, we're stuck here, in the middle. He takes a deep sigh. He perished protecting us, but his wish was to keep protecting, to at least, we believe, he says, to at least have a home for you to return to one day. To see everyone still smile that he knows. To keep our people free. And thus, he became the Wraith you see these days. It doesn't happen often, but he did had an affinity for necromantic magics.
I think I got some of that too. I think. Maybe?
I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. He takes a sip of tea, She's already a little bit more calm, just speaking about everything. So, do you recognize anything here?
Mm, not really. At least I don't think so.
You may have only been here for a few years. I was hoping you would at least remember something. You did remember me at least. That's a good thing. Here, I was at least wasn't hoping you didn't have amnesia or anything, that you forgot who you were.
Uh,
Do you dare to admit it? That you might have had a bit of amnesia at first?
um, I might have had a little bit, maybe.
Uncontained. Ah, she sighs. Well, I guess that checks out. Uncontained magics do have side effects, and so does trauma. I can't blame you for that. Why it happened, we know. How it happened, we know. And we know the side effects. Even to this day, some of your cousins are still missing. 2 of them came back, but they were older and more mature, so they were able to find their way back relatively easily. But the others still are missing. They're still somewhere in the world. Unknown if they are alive, dead, or something else in this world. We are unsure. But we hold out hope. As the wish spell clearly gave you all some sort of protection.
I think I remember there being one older being out there. I forget his name, but those were some mean guys. It was really annoying.
Mm. There are always those who resist what we do here and wish to make changes to the world in their own ways. They go out in the world, trying to find their own path. There is... Oh, we would want to restrict them. It would only cause infighting. It is rare for them to go out and do something to begin with. They have no relations to the people outside. They know of the dangers, the risks. And yet some still dare to go out into the world and change everything. May the Mother protect them. Takes another deep sip. Sorry. So, could you tell me more about your time in the outside world?
Sure.
Yep.
Do we just go over that, or do I just...
You can summarize it.
Okay.
I can understand that you don't want to tell the whole story as Poppy.
No, that would be,
So where do you want me to start? Just when Mom found me, or when I left with the others?
Just tell me your story as you see fit.
Okay.
Just summarize and give me the bullet points. That's probably the best thing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it in Poppy's voice because that's gonna hurt my voice, but... Yeah. So, Poppy starts saying that, like, the first real memory she had, like, before she after being sent away was being found by Veronica, who took her in, and then a few years later, they went to uh, Lagana. It was Lagana, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, to Lagana for the marriage negotiations,
Mm-hmm.
where Veronica then said it's either the both of us or none at all. So then eventually after that, they of course they got married and Poppy stayed there. And then yeah, well, there's a long story, and then she goes on to explain how Veronica then let her go out with the others to go on this journey to figure out where she came from.
Mm-hmm.
Because Veronica never made it a secret that she was in fact adopted.
Uh-huh.
I mean, kind of obvious.
Very obvious.
Yeah.
Okay. And there anything you want to tell you about the journey?
Uh, thinking. No, she did. Okay, yeah, she does mention that she went to the middle of the island with the in the Kuatoa village,
And that's
and that there she, yeah, that she there was told where the rest of her people were, which led to them coming over here to travel.
Okay, so you all mentioned that you basically met the mother.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. Alright, so you want to take this all in. It's like you've met with the mother? And
Yeah.
she guided you here. We always say that the gods guide us, but it's only here for my child to say that that was so literal. See,
Yeah.
the mother does really care about us, does she? Doesn't she? That only gives me hope for the others to return one day.
We could probably keep an eye on them when we head out. I mean, we still have a few things to do.
You want to go back out?
Well, I mean, I can't just let the others go alone.
They do seem like a chaotic lot.
Yeah, someone's got to stay around with them and keep them in check. You know. I'm pretty sure otherwise, like that Ellie is gonna just burn everything down if no one stops her. So
You're just like me when I was younger. That's a
am
good
I?
thing. That's a good thing. Don't worry. Always willing to help others and help them stay straight. That's why I became, well, a nurse to begin with.
Mm.
I mean, I wish you would stay. I am kind of alone, but I can't deny you your freedom. You have survived in the world. I at least know you're alive. That keeps me more hopeful than you think it does. And besides, I can always speak with your father. May not be able to hold him, but knowing he's there to speak with me is also... It also gives me some comfort. You can see that she's kind of uneasy for letting you go again, but she is happy that you're alive and well, and well, you grew up without her, and it is bugging her a bit, but also, I mean, what can she do at this point?
Well, actually, you know, Mom has a lot of money, and she can probably have like a teleport circle made in her house, and we can make the other side of the teleport circle here, so I can just hop back in, hop back out, and just come visit every so often. And then you can come visit us.
Your mother turns to you and gently gives you a hug. That is a very sweet idea, but a teleportation circle between those two places is considered dangerous. She lets go of you and sighs. I would have loved that, but that would mean there's a direct path to here, to somewhere within the realm of the humans. And I do not believe your mother has bad intentions at all. But if someone would discover that circle with ill intent, and they would come here, they could easily bring an army, and we would be unprepared.
Oh, right. Damn it!
Oh, you heard that? That was Linksy. Linksy!
What did you do?
She did a very low meow. I'm gonna check on her real quick if you don't mind.
Okay.
What is that? She was just feeling a bit lonely. See? So, minus cat distraction. What a surprise. So, though I guess I could make an arrangement to at least visit your adoptive mother's home. That shouldn't be too hard.
I'm sure we can figure something out. There's gotta be something.
I'd have to relay with the apothecary master and the leader of the city, but I think we can make arrangements for something similar.
Yay!
So, you said you have other things to do. What do you still have to do then?
Well, we were chasing after Ellie's dad because Ellie... That was just so confusing.
And then she goes into the whole story about what Alona's father was up to and what he was trying to do.
She sighs. He just sounds as bad as the Archmages. Just as delusional as they were.
That's what Erica said.
There are still many here in the city that remember the time of the Archmages. Mostly they because they awoke after stasis. There's only a few surviving members of the rebellion back then. They know more about how they fought, how they plotted, and how they brought down one of the most, frankly, insane magic users of all time. And banished him from here. He just stares silently ahead. I've only heard stories, but when I see the scars of those of the rebellion, I understand immediately how terrible they were. They had no regards for life or value. Only results mattered to them. Some say they were selfish. Some say they weren't actually selfish, simply too curious. And others say it had to be done, regardless of the good ones within that group. I can't say how they were personally, but the stories, so much stories, and to believe that someone from above, a normal mortal, would do similar things and start it all over again. She sighs. This world will probably never be rid of their influence. No matter what we try. takes one person to spread the knowledge of them again, and thus their legends get recalled.
And Mom says something similar sometimes. She says, like, you can try to get rid of the shadow as much as you want, but it doesn't matter because every time you light another light, there's always going to be a shadow somewhere. There's not much you can do about that one.
Another deep sigh comes in. Yeah. That's why we leave it mostly to those who are assigned to the outside. But so this man is what you're after, or at least what remains of his legacy.
Yeah, I mean, we promised Ellie we'd go after him and just, and she's also looking for her aunt and all that, so.
Yeah. This world still holds many secrets and stories, so I understand. I fully understand your need to go out there and set things right. Can't believe that my little girl's already so grown up. But, well, I wasn't being there during your years of growth. I can still be there whenever you need me to. I do have a gift for you, but it won't be done till tomorrow.
Okay.
Let's just say I have prepared something so you could at least speak with me on a daily basis. Would you like to guess what it is?
The sending stone?
It's a sending stone. I don't think Poppy's smart enough to figure that out as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of figured as much, so.
I wish I could go on the journey with you, but my place is within this city. To heal those that are harmed, to heal those who were harmed before, and to heal those that will get harmed. Well, I might not be able to heal those on the outside of the city. As long as those are healed within the city, the secrets of this city and the secret of the Archmages will not fall into the wrong hands. You can pretty much get the sense that your mother is pretty proud of her work, but also understand the gravitas of her work and how it affects everything around her.
Mm-hmm.
That even here, being a simple nurse, helping her people stay fit and healed, keeps things like the Illithid from not finding the secrets, because you don't want the Illithid to find that stuff, and you don't want to find anyone else with bad intentions to take that stuff, like Alona's father.
Obviously.
So, if you think about it, she may not fight, but she's doing a hell of a lot to keep the world safe in her own way.
Yeah. So I scooch over and just hug her.
She takes a moment and then returns the hug. At least I'm glad you're home for a bit, before you head out again. Do you have any idea how long you're gonna be in the city?
I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure Erica's on her way, so. Actually, Erica might also be able to figure out a way to, make it a little easier to go back and forth. We can ask her when she comes here.
Right.
But
Okay, she goes, right. The genie girl, right? The one. She is a curious type, but it's clear that she means well.
we can ask her when she comes here. Pretty sure she's on her way.
She nods. Well, when she gets here, she'll probably be welcomed.
So,
She seems to think for a moment. There's like a thought pops in her head. Maybe I think she might be able to figure something out. So, are you staying for dinner at least?
Yeah, sure. Pretty
I'd
sure
like
the
that,
others will be okay.
but I think I'd like that too. And your friends seem capable in their own way.
As long as Ozzy doesn't lead the way, he gets everyone lost.
He does seem very absent-minded, but good-hearted.
Oh yeah.
Right. I should probably think of what to make for dinner. Should have some things left.
And then suddenly, a thought comes to Poppy.
What? Oh,
Because there's one thing we haven't actually addressed yet.
go ahead.
Hey, I just remembered.
She looks to the bookcase and specifically to the row of journals on the shelf.
Uh-huh.
Then she looks to her mom.
You know, Mom, she called me Poppy because she found me in a field of poppies. But that's not my name, is it?
Right. Your name was, of course, wasn't Poppy. I thought... Sorry, it's been such a rush. Of course I should have just... say what your real name was. Your name was Red Kindling. Kindling, you know, the flame.
Poppy reaches for her hair and is like,
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. You were that little flame that gave us warmth to your father and me. That's why we named you that way.
Aw.
I knew that would get you. Yeah. All right. Should How does a potato and mushroom stew sound like?
Yay!
He smiles. All right, I'll start preparing some dinner. So she heads into the kitchen area, starts cooking. Not fabricating, actual cooking. It's clear that she doesn't just use fabricated food like your people just did. Well, your friends did. And a little bit later, you get a nice bowl of potato mushroom stew. I mean, it tastes not decent. It's clearly made with a passion. Some nice little spices mixed in between, making it not spicy, but just the right amount of salt. And the soup is nice and creamy.
Nope.
Do you want to ask your mother any other questions?
this is a good one. As I'm eating, I also grab my book from my bag and place it down and absolutely start doodling in it while eating.
Are you gonna be doodling? She looks at the book. You draw?
Sometimes.
What kind of things do you draw then?
Give me a minute.
Okay.
After a little bit, she finishes, puts her food aside, and then flips the book around to show it to her mom. and it's a picture of Veronica and Basil. Not
Huh.
perfect, but it's
It's clear you were able to develop some good art skills up there.
I try.
So, who are these exactly? Guess it's a doodle. She can't see the colors, so you see. So
Yeah.
you may have described them as Veronica and Basil, but of course she doesn't have any inkling of an idea how they look like.
yeah, I know that's
Those are Mom and Pop.
So that's who they are. You draw your mother with such a warm and kind face. The man looks a little bit stern, but clearly he tried to capture the deeper kindness that he has for others.
Well, he tries. He gets a little grumpy sometimes, but you know, he tries.
You know, I'm at least glad you've met those two. Even though they may have helped raise you. She just takes this sigh. Sorry, I just sometimes feel like I should have been there with you. Should have asked the others to just send me to find you, but they said that would just be reckless. That will just they know where you went, and you can still feel that she has a guilt about this, even though it was beyond her control.
yeah. Poppy reaches out and grabs hold of her hand, just squeezes.
She looks at you and smiles. Sorry, your mother's kind of emotional when it comes to that. Even though you're right here, safe and sound, just can't shake this feeling that I should have done more. Regret is a strong emotion. Though, start to think. Have you ever bonded to someone like I did with your father?
Uh,
The most indirect way of saying, do you have a boyfriend?
no, not yet. I mean, there were a few guys at the house, but Mom always just scolded them and sent them off every time. She's like, no. Every time she's like, no, go away.
Well, she was at least very protective of you. As you were, as I would be. Only the best person could be with my little girl. Huh?
And she goes, she's
Sorry.
like confused.
Oh, mother's intuition. Keep any bad seeds away from from your precious little girl.
Okay.
She's like, question mark.
She doesn't understand it.
Of course not. Poppy then pulls her book back and then starts to doodle again and just on the next page.
I think I already know what you're doodling, so yeah. So yeah, you have a bit of dinner and some doodling, and I'm guessing at the end of you want to show off the doodle.
Yeah, you know what? You probably already know what it is.
It's a doodle of her current mother, and probably the shade that is her father as well.
Yep.
Yeah. Your mother just smiles and tears up a little. At least now you have some faces to put with with your actual family. I'm so happy.
It's not that bad. I mean, I've got twice the family that everyone else has.
That is one way of putting it, yes. She just laughs and smiles.
Yeah. Who else can say that they have 2 mummies and 2 daddies?
I guess not many. Yeah, if you have no more questions, I guess it's gonna be a little bit of talk. So pretty much the evening falls. Your mother also starts reminiscing stories about her work, how she helped people, what she does. Some stories about her father, like a date where she says that she's in the mood for fishing, and her father literally started jumping into the water and trying to fish out a pond, fish something out, to only learn there's no actual fish in the ponds here. All kinds of little adorable stories.
Yeah. I think this should also be around the time where Erica sent out a message that she'd be there next day, right?
Yeah, but that's towards Aussies and such, so...
Yeah, but I'm checking in with Carbuncle every so often, remember?
Yeah, so they hear that.
Yeah. So at that point, I'm like, getting that information. I'm like,
So, Erica is going to be here tomorrow, apparently.
Tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Like, somewhere in the morning. So, might have to go to the entrance in the morning so she can actually get in.
Your mother nods. It's like, that's good. Oh, believe. Well, I do know the apothecary master was informed about that there was another one on the way. Still strange how time works here. All to the Archmage's machinations.
Tell me about it. Like, how did we get here like a few thousand years earlier? Like,
Some magics of the Archmages was quite unstable. They really tried everything to gain more knowledge. Even
apparently.
kind of terrifying when you think about it. They had the ability to seal a god away in a place for thousands of years undisturbed. Just imagine what they could do with that kind of thing. Puppy, I want you to roll one thing. It doesn't have to be, the outcome doesn't really fully matter, but could you roll me an intelligence check?
oh dear.
If you fail, it doesn't matter. If you nat one, it doesn't matter. Don't worry, there's no bad consequences to this. It's just
Is that a saving throw or is just
saving? Just do saving throw. If it is the saving throw higher than the regular roll, do the saving throw, because that's how it works.
Oh no, it's just it's the same. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Okay.
Because sometimes there is a difference. 14. You think a little bit about it, and it's just like, to seal away God. You think about it for a moment, like, they want to see. Why would they want to seal away a god? That only lingers. Is like, I don't get it. No, you don't get any ideas for this. Okay, so with a little bit more talk and such, I guess you're gonna head to bed.
Yeah. If there's a bed.
There is a bed. There is, in fact, a room which, when you enter, there's a little bit of nostalgia in it, because clearly there is your old bed that you don't fit anymore in, but it's still there. But there's also another bed there, a bigger bed, which you do fit in. But
I would hope so.
But there's also a few toys there, and you do sense that you have played with these before. You don't even know a history check for that. You just know you've played with these. And yeah, this does feel like the room you grew up in long ago. You don't have the complete memories, but you do have the feeling that you grew up in here.
Yeah, that's something that doesn't really go away usually.
Yeah. So you go back to your bed, you go to your bed, and I guess you're going to sleep, and that's where we can call it here.
Yeah.
It was simple, but it took almost an hour to do this. Could you imagine if we did this in session?
Yeah, that would have taken up way too much time.
Yeah.
Good thing
So,
we didn't.
thank you for that.
Yep.
We're going to end recording here, and I'll upload it.
Alrighty.
You have some more information, some more story about your parents and the family and everything, and a little bit of lore. That's good. All right. Later.
You.